The month of June is also about dads.
Well, thank you very much. And I had the pleasure of speaking with Luke Russert about his dad and his grandpa.
It was an incredibly difficult book to write, but it was one that has been incredibly rewarding considering the response.
Luke Russert, the son of arguably one of Buffalo's biggest backers ever, says writing the book, Look for Me There, Grieving My Father, Finding Myself, forced him to recount and reflect on some of his most painful moments.
Before I even wrote out the journals, I actually wrote down the details of that day, which I had never done before. And part of the reason why I did that is I felt that it would be cathartic, and it was.
But also some amazing memories of his father as he chronicled his trip around the world, a trip of self-discovery. But what he found in the days after the book's release was also a celebration of family. And it came full circle just a few weeks ago when you returned to your dad's hometown, your dad's old neighborhood. Talk to me about what that was like, having put out that book that, you know, everyone in South Buffalo bought and has got sitting right next to the Bible in their living room. Tell me what that was like to have that element of discovery as well.
What a day. So that was May 7th, which was my dad's birthday. And we went there on May 7th, a few days after the book came out. And it was just a celebration of the book, a celebration of my dad, but also a celebration of Buffalo, you know.
It also turned into a celebration of his grandfather, Big Russ, who his dad wrote about years ago in his book, Big Russ and Me.
What was so neat about being at the Blackthorn, that was a place that I used to go to with my grandfather back in the day. He was a proud member of the Blackthorn, and when it was all said and done, and we had greeted folks for many, many hours, we went up into the Blackthorn room, and it was there that Pat, the guy who runs the place, he brought out my grandfather's little silver shot glass, and I got to do a shot in honor of Big Russ out of his shot glass, and that was the coolest, probably the coolest part of this entire process of getting the book out there, is getting to share that moment so intimately with Buffalo, but also Big Russ and my dad. I felt those ghosts there for sure, for sure.
Buddy, if we're ever separated, just look for me there.
Every single time you go back to Buffalo, it is just so good for the soul.
You never lived here, but do you feel like a Buffalonian? Do you feel like a proud native son?
I can tell you the way I live and die with the sports team, certainly.
And that link goes beyond sports. It goes straight to his core values.
A lot of the themes that are in the book about family and the importance of kindness and work and showing up, those are all born out of Buffalo.
Yeah, what would Dad say about the book?
That's a good question. I think he'd be proud. I don't think he'd like everything, but that's what the difference is between generations, right? But I think more so than anything, it's one of his close friends reached out to me and they said, you know, I don't think your dad could have ever written a book like that because the Irish of South Buffalo are way more buttoned up, but he would certainly celebrate a book like yours, and I agree with that.
And Dad would have also celebrated how Luke wrapped up our talk. Luke, it's been a pleasure. Thanks very much, and congratulations on the book.
I appreciate it. Go Bills.